Hi, welcome to this week's session of CTR, Discover Horses. Our session today is going to be involving horse color and facial markings. So we hope you learned something today.
Hello everyone, as Gail said, today we're going to be talking about different coat colors and facial markings. And there are hundreds of different colors and markings that horses can have that make them individual. Just like you and me, we all have different color hair, different color skin, different color eyes, and horses are much the same depending on their breed and genetics. So I have two handouts that you'll find in the description below that go with this week's activity. You are going to, on this one, you're going to draw a line to the matching coat color. There's four of CTR's horses on that sheet. And on this one, you're going to be looking specifically at the facial markings and label the facial markings for each horse here. So I am with Sally first, and Sally has a very unique color. She has sort of a chestnut brown golden coat and a blonde mane, and typically that's called a palomino. But since Sally also has some Appaloosa in her, which is a spotted breed of horse, she also has a snowflake pattern of white spots all over her that gives her a really unique features. All right, now I'm standing with Victor, who you may remember from a past episode of CTR Discovering Horses. Victor is a chestnut horse, so his coat is a reddish brown, and his mane is almost the same color, reddish brown. So a lot of times there are different names for brown in horses. So he is a chestnut, and he has a big, white, beautiful blaze on his face. Now I'm standing with Foxy, and if you remember from past episodes, Foxy is an American paint horse, and she also has a very unique color. She's bay in color, which means she has a dark brown coat with a black mane, but since she is a paint, she has the white spotted pattern. And you can see she doesn't have a lot of white spots. She has one here and a couple on the other side. Her paint pattern is called a Vero. And if you look at her face, she has a beautiful white stripe down her face. Good girl, Fox. And this is Tilly, and she is also an American paint horse. She is dark bay in color, similar to what you saw in Foxy, but you can see it's a slightly darker color. And also like Foxy, she is an Overo paint. You can see she has a few white marks here on her stomach. Another unique thing about her color is that, especially as she starts to shed out her winter coat, she starts getting these dapples, and you can't quite see them as much as you'll be able to see them in the summer, but when she sheds out her winter coat, she has beautiful dapples all over. And her face, you can see on this side, she doesn't really have any white over her eye, but on her other side, she has the white extending all the way around her eyes. She has pink eyes and a pink nose. So her face marking is called bald, and there are many different variations of bald. But something unique about her is that she has very light pink skin all over her face, and she is one of the horses that needs sunscreen on, especially in the warm summer months when she's out grazing in the sun all day. All right, now I'm standing with Dreamer, and Dreamer is a bay. You can see he has a brown coat. He's like a true bay color. When you typically think of a bay, this is what you think of. So he has a brown coat and a black mane, and you can see he just has some black accents all over. So he has the black on his legs, the black on his nose, so he is considered a bay. He really wants to go outside, he has a star on his forehead. Good boy. Now I'm standing with Kay, and upon first glance, many people think that Kay is white, but white horses are actually very rare. She is considered gray. She has black skin underneath of her white hair, so that makes her gray. Many times, gray horses tend to change color over the course of their life. They might start out darker, they might start out lighter. Kay used to be a much darker gray and has lightened up as she's gotten older. If you were to see a white horse, they would need to be albino, which means that they have pink skin under their hair. Kay also has a little snip on her nose. It's harder to see. She needs sunscreen on that little spot too, because it's pink skin that can get sunburnt easily because it isn't covered with a lot of hair. This is Mixie, and she is an Appaloosa, which is her breed, which gives her this spotted pattern all over. But this pattern she has also has a name. Her coloring is red roan, and it's one of the most unique colors that we have. Really? It's one of the most unique colors we have at CTR. You can see the red in her legs. So where Dreamer as a bay sort of had the black accents, she has red accents on her legs. She has red spots coming through and blanketing over her back, and she even has some on the tips of her ears and her face. So she is a red roan Appaloosa.
Whoa and go!
Welcome to this week's Whoa and Go section. Today we are going to be doing some yoga. So if you have a yoga mat at home, go ahead and grab it. You can pause the video and go get that. Or you can just do it on the ground wherever you are, as long as you're okay putting your hands on the dirt if you're outside, or if you need some support, you can put it on a couch if you're inside. Whatever's comfortable for you, but we're gonna get ourselves moving with some yoga. So we're gonna do this flow, is what we call it in yoga. We're gonna do this flow twice. The first time we're gonna talk through it so you know what the moves are. And the second time, we're just gonna say the funny names of all these moves and we're gonna go through it one step at a time. So we're starting with prayer pose. So prayer pose is your feet are together, your hands are at the level of your heart. We're standing up nice and tall. This is a space where we can have some big breaths and we're getting ourselves prepared to do the rest of the yoga moves. From here, we're gonna lift our hands up over our head and you're gonna lean back into a back bend. So you're opening up your chest. You might feel your belly muscles tighten up here. Then we're gonna go down into a forward fold. So you're gonna try and touch your toes. All the way down, you'll feel a stretch in your legs here. From here, we're going to go into a low lunge. So let's do our right foot this time. You're gonna take your right foot forward. Squat down. If you put your knee on the ground, we're cheating a little bit, so we want to try and keep it up off the ground so that you're actually lunging. This is going to turn into a plank. You might know this one. We're going to put both hands on either side of our foot and take our front foot, move it back. So here, we're trying to get our belly to engage. We're keeping our hands under our shoulders, and you don't want our butt down here or up here. We want it level from head to heel. From here, we're going to do something called a chaturanga. That's a fun word. You can say it 3 times fast if you try it. But a chaturanga, we're leading with our nose. And we're going to lead our nose between our hands and then back up. So we're dropping our nose down and back up. We can put our knees on the ground here if you need to. But we're going to lift our head up to the sky, open up the chest into a tall cobra. If this is hard for you, you can drop down on your elbows and you can do a low cobra. I'm gonna keep it up here so that way my hands are ready to rock and roll. This is gonna shift into a downward dog. So we're gonna try and make a pyramid with our feet and our hands, putting our butt all the way up in the air, pushing it back. We're gonna go back into a low lunge with our right foot foot forward, so bring your right foot between your hands. Low lunge. Bring your chest up tall. Rebalance yourself. And we can step forward into a forward fold. Lift your hands all the way up. Keep going backwards into a back bend. And bring your hands down. Stand up nice and tall, prayer pose. All right, so we're gonna go through that a little bit faster. I'm gonna go back to the back of my mat. This time when I lunge, I'm gonna do my left foot, because if we do it on our right, we wanna do it on our left. So we're gonna switch it this time, so we're doing it the other way. So we're starting with prayer pose. This is our beginning and our end. Back bend. Forward fold. All right, we're going into our low lunge. This time, left foot forward. Hands down into a plank. Lead with the nose, chaturanga. Up into a cobra. All right, get your feet ready for downward dog. Left foot forward, low lunge. Right foot forward, forward fold. Hands all the way to the sky, back bend. And hands down to prayer. So if you can remember all those funny names, you might be able to challenge a sibling or mom and dad or a friend to go through this yoga flow with you. But this was your chance today for joining CTR to get up and get moving with Woe and Go.
We hope you enjoyed this week's session of CTR Discover Horses. Megan taught you some things about the markings of the horses and also the colors. Don't forget to complete the handouts that are provided with this video. And also don't forget to do the questionnaire at the end to see how much you've learned. We hope you enjoyed being with us. We always enjoy being with you. Have a good week.
When horses have black skin and white hair, their color is considered to be A. albino, B. white, C. gray, or D. black. If you answered C. gray, you are correct. True or false? Horses come in only 3 colors, brown, gray, and black. Is it A. true or B. false? If you answered B. false, you are correct. True or false? Horses need sunscreen too, especially if they have light pink skin. A. true or B. false? If you answered A. true, you are correct.
This episode is sponsored by the Morris A. Mechanic Foundation. For more information about Chesapeake Therapeutic Riding, please visit ctrchanginglives.org. If you would like to see more programming like this, please click subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our episodes. Thank you.